Hello Big Mountain Riders, and welcome to another video. As you can see from the title, Joe and I have a big surprise, and I won't beat around the bush. We are having our first baby.
And I keep searching for truth. Got the millennial blue.
And then the other one is right there.
I want to find love. I don't think I have enough. My digital hearts.
I forget that my audience here on YouTube is different from my audience on Instagram, where I post most frequently and where I initially made the announcement. And so most of you have been kept in the dark, and for that, I'm really sorry. A few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I posted a YouTube short and some of you noticed my bump. And so I'm here to officially confirm that yes, it is a baby and not just a result of eating too many tacos. Our last video was from our Catalina bikepacking trip, and if you missed that, go check it out. I'll put a link up here somewhere. It was a really fun adventure. And actually, during that trip, I was already pregnant, but I wasn't 100% sure. And since finding out, I have completely stopped doing all the big mountain rider adventures. Joe's still out there putting in the work, but I decided to take it a little slower, and we'll talk all about that in just a moment. We did, however, step away from YouTube, and we really miss it. So we are back. I am currently 38 weeks and 1 day, which means that baby could be coming within the next few weeks or any time now, really. So we're super excited and happy. And before baby arrives, I decided to jump in here to tell you a little bit about my experience and how the riding has been throughout this journey. Of course, always remember to consult your doctor or healthcare provider before continuing riding or engaging in any physical activity. Remember, this is just my experience. I'm not here to give you any advice or tell you what to do. This is just what worked for me. And so let's get into it. In those early weeks, my energy fluctuated a ton. I'm talking about feeling unstoppable some days to just wanting to rest and sleep for hours. And trust me, I did take advantage of those naps, which I think helped with the riding. I was also very lucky to completely avoid morning sickness, which also attributed to me being able to put in more miles throughout the first trimester. And so the riding became more of a mindful practice of tuning into what my body needed versus what I wanted to do, which was just do those big mountain rider adventures. And I had to swap those long, intense sessions for shorter rides, focusing more on the enjoyment side of it and just, getting out there, moving the body versus focusing on performance. Early on in pregnancy, I had signed up to lead a group of women up Mount Baldy, which is our big local mountain here. And for whatever reason, we kept pushing it back and back. And by the time we had a set schedule date for it, I was already gonna be in the last week of my first trimester. And so the day comes and I'm feeling nervous and I'm feeling inadequate to lead such a strong group of women up a mountain while managing my own fatigue and everything else going on. And so the women came through that day and they were so encouraging. And some of them were telling me stories of their friends who had ridden through pregnancy, which completely empowered me and kept me going. Their support just reminded me of my own strength and my abilities and fueled me with confidence. So I was able to complete the ride, and it was such a great way to celebrate women in the sport, but also the end of my first trimester. So it was such a fun day. Fast forward to the second trimester, and things are looking great here, okay? I had settled into what many call the sweet spot of pregnancy, and it's true. Fatigue was gone, the energy was up, the rides were feeling super smooth and awesome. And then 2 weeks into the second trimester, boom, everything changed. I went from feeling bloated, feeling and looking bloated, to fully pregnant. And Joe noticed it right away. He was like, whoa, you have popped. And I did. And the challenge became trusting this new body and riding with mindfulness and intention. It was no longer about how fast I could climb and descend. It was more about keeping things safe for me and my little passenger. So with this new body, gear became key in maintaining comfort on the bike, and Joe had to make some tweaks on my bike setup for better ergonomics, like racing the handlebars on all of my bikes. I had actually cut the steerer tubes of my road bikes and gravel bike, and so we just raised them as much as we could. And I often found myself opting for the mountain bike more than the gravel and road, and I think it's just because the geometry of a mountain bike allowed for an extra level of comfort, and also having that suspension was quite nice. I was also able to spend more time and do longer stretches on trail, avoiding the possible danger of traffic, which was key. And yeah, I mean, the mountain bike was very comfortable, and it's not like I was doing anything crazy, like no crazy mountain bike trails. I was practically riding my mountain bike on gravel roads. So the third trimester, as you can imagine, has definitely been the hardest for me. I am undeniably pregnant. Fatigue has returned. My belly is huge. And I feel like my organs are all squished with the growth of my uterus, making it harder to breathe. And carrying all this extra weight up a mountain has become a challenge. I find it very frustrating at times, and it makes the rides less enjoyable. It's also become harder to want to get out there and ride, which has contributed to my drop in mileage. And so my midwife has suggested that I swap rides for more walks and stretches, which I have done. She also mentioned that as my body prepares for birth, it produces more of this hormone called relaxin, which allows for your ligaments, muscles, and joints to loosen, especially in the pelvis area. And she warned me that spending too much time on the saddle could potentially tighten those areas instead of allowing them to loosen naturally. And so with that said, and with me not wanting to give up riding altogether, I partnered with Buycycle, which is a platform that makes buying and selling used bikes easier. And I was able to snag an e-bike from them. The e-bike has been a total game changer. I am now able to enjoy those long rides with Joe together again, and it's been amazing. That said, I might have overdone it the first couple of times. I went on 2 very long rides and I was completely wiped out, even with the e-bike's assistant. And that's just because I hadn't been doing long rides.
The e-bike is also more upright, and towards the end of the pregnancy, I started not being able to lean over enough to be comfortable on the regular mountain bike. So this has been amazing.
Now that I am on the very end of my 3rd trimester, I'm not riding it as much. I'm doing like 4 to 3 hours a week and combining the e-bike riding with walking and stretching and just, relaxing at home and that kind of thing. As I near the end of my pregnancy and I am now just waiting for baby to arrive, what has surprised me the most about cycling is how it has shifted from this test of endurance to an act of self-care. And instead of stressing and obsessing over Strava stats and hitting personal records, it's become more about enjoying the moment and getting out in nature and knowing that I am still connected to something I love even as my body changes. Cycling has always been about freedom for me, and while pregnancy has added new layers to that, it hasn't taken away my sense of independence. In fact, I feel stronger for adapting and finding new ways to keep moving, even through all the changes that my body is facing right now. So with all that said, we can't wait to share our passion for cycling with baby. And if you like this video, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any suggestions on what kind of videos you want to see in the future, let us know. And we'll see you all in the next one. Bye.